So
it's going to be a lot, though. We have a lot to discuss for Agatha.
Through many miles of tricks and trials was one of them. That's okay. So we've got 3 episodes to go. Or didn't Mrs. Hart die at the end of the second one?
No, it's in the end of the third. Because it's the poison episode, because she gets the antidote at too late.
Right.
And she also drank double the amount of wine.
Right. Okay. Yeah, the first trial. Yeah, she died on the first fucking trial.
Well, yeah, she wasn't a witch.
Yeah, well, that doesn't mean shit.
I know.
You can become a witch.
I'm just talking shit.
Shall we?
Okay. Here we are with a new episode of Pints and Pages. I'm Nick.
I'm Brad.
I'm Levi.
And today we are, our focus, I'm sure we'll get off of it, but our focus is going to be Agatha. Agatha All Along, episodes 3, 4, and 5, which covers trials 1, 2, and 3.
Yep.
Which trial run is a... I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you guys have noticed, how could you not? And if you watch Rockstars, they mention it.
I haven't watched any of their videos.
Episode 3 is a Desperate Housewives.
No,
So like each trial is
a
different show or
TV
genre.
Trope.
Yeah, so
I noticed that.
Desperate Housewives was 3, where they're all drinking wine and sitting around.
So, one could say the Witch's Road is ran almost like chaos magic, like kind of Wanda's.
It's almost ran like
stuff.
Wanda's magic, yeah. Episode 4, they were in like, it was almost like a, it reminded me of Queen, like the movie Queen.
Yeah.
Like it was like the
I thought of Anchorman.
I've not seen Anchorman.
I know
that
is
is
a little different era.
Yeah, that's funny. I was thinking more Queen. What's that movie with Kate Hudson and?
Well, Alice was definitely looking like Janis Joplin.
Yeah,
that was a comparison.
It was definitely like a 90s movie about 70s rock. That's kind of what it was.
Yeah, like where's Austin Powers? He needs to pop out.
Kate Hudson.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what the hell you were talking about.
I can't remember, but
which trial so far has been your favorite? It's definitely not the third one for me. That one was like, I'm like, that's a bullshit trial.
The one with that was about camp and like horror movies.
Well, I mean, not so much that it was like the whole mother thing. Like,
no. Yeah.
Like I wish it would have been something a little more impending.
I enjoyed the second one probably the most because of the musical throwback.
Yeah.
Them doing the song because the song's a banger.
I was gonna say mine's a toss up between 1 and 2, honestly.
Yeah.
They definitely tried to get you. It's weird how they portray Agatha because
I'm loving
it. At moments you want to feel sorry for her, and then she just turns into a bitch, and it's like she can't even help herself.
That's kind of the point of her
character. She's
character.
got a curse, man.
Yeah.
She's got to face a curse.
She either has a curse, or I just think it's they're showing you. They're trying to make you have some pity to show you why she is such a bitch.
Yeah.
Why she is the way she is, everything she's been through, all the shit she's had to deal with.
Well, and she looked like she was having a moment where she's like, she can't control the theft of a power.
She definitely cannot control
I wonder if that's what her gift is based on. Like, it's some kind of, almost like...
it's a protection hex.
Yeah, but it's like a little more dark than that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But essentially, like, no matter what type of magic touches you, you just leech it from.
Right.
But you also can't stop it.
Yeah.
And you can't return it.
Yeah. It's she's definitely cursed in that way. The first one, I was so upset that they killed Kitty already.
Yeah, I know.
Mrs. or
Mrs. Hart.
Mr.
It's
Sharp.
Davis.
Mr.
Sharon
Sharp.
Davis. It's fucking Sharon. Her name's Sharon Davis.
I love the fact that in the third trial, they're on the Ouija board. And I don't know if you guys did it. You've seen Rockstars.
Yeah.
I watched it. I did the same thing the Rockstars guy was. As they went through and spelled it out, I went, "Who's Mr. Sharp?"
Oh.
And I was
I
like, and then when they said Mrs. Hart, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm such an idiot."
So for me, I looked away and lost track of what letters they were going across. So I was just like, okay, waiting for them to finish moving and then them to say it out loud. I'm like, oh. Okay.
But yeah, the first trial
I had
losing.
subtitles on, so it just spelled it out. But it doesn't like it just tells you each individual letter, just has them all out. So I'm reading it, still spelling it, going, Mr. Sharp. Because it's going just all together, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Because I guess I thought they were gonna sell out, or they were gonna spell out. Not that we want to do the third one, the third trial before we do the first two, but I thought they were gonna spell out Mr. Scratch.
When they hit M, I thought it was going Mephisto. Because we've gotten a couple references to Mephisto, like actually in the show, not like them bringing him up, not just actual fucking people going on Easter egg hunts.
I
don't know.
I wonder if
I just took a guess out there.
We'll go back to episode 3, the first trial. So they, so her dying was painful. I didn't care for that at all. I was hoping that they'd save her. I thought she'd last longer. I get it. She's not a witch, like you had said earlier, but like I thought that she'd last longer. I thought she was a good part of the show, but I mean, I see what they did with the bait and switch. Here she is. She ends up dying. They still need a green witch, so it brings in
the actual person who was on the list,
who was supposed to be on the list. Which
we find out why Agatha doesn't like her. Or doesn't want her on there.
Yeah. Her name is what?
Rio.
Yeah. I just the first thing that pops into my head is the hot one. Yeah.
The weird one.
Yeah, the weirdly hot one. But yeah, she's but yeah, so they bring her in episode 4. Episode 3, I enjoyed the whole them working together to get all the stuff to throw into the thing. It was just all 3. There hasn't been a bad episode yet.
No, I've loved all of them. I think it's funny how each time there's a trial, though, they're like Rio's like completely already like ready to go and do it. Like she's just been waiting for them to figure it out. Like when they were in the second trial, she's already sitting, basically at the drum set, waiting for them to pick up the fucking instruments. And then, like, you watch, and it's like, I wonder if she actually learned to play drums or knew how to ahead of time. Like, it's not a particularly hard song, but they did a really good job of making it look like they knew what the fuck they were doing.
Yeah, especially, I'm betting that Alice must know how to play the piano, because I'm betting she was really playing the piano. Yeah. It was going to be really hard to... I mean, I guess you could take the sound out of it and overplay it, so she could have been doing whatever she wanted.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely looked like she was playing the piano. I totally enjoyed them, like, just getting harder and harder until they, they killed the curse or whatever.
It was a very, like, 80s kind of video, too. Like, it was, like, a couple of different eras mashed together. Yeah. Because that was definitely, like, a early heavy metal video.
Yeah. Like, very... White Snake type video.
Or fucking Meatloaf.
Meatloaf
type of thing.
I do thoroughly enjoy the song. I can't wait until the soundtrack comes out and there's like 19 versions of the song, The Road on it.
That makes me curious. Is there already a version that I can listen to on Spotify?
I believe that there is.
They're all credited in the versions that were recorded for the show too.
The Ballad of the Witches Road. There's a couple of them.
Nice.
There's at least 2 so far.
I'm sure
3.
I'm sure somebody will come out with a
and they're all different. Matthew Mayfield, C.O. Moon-Tak, Catherine Vaughn.
That's the actresses.
Give me a fucking Panic at the Disco version.
That would be awesome.
Like, I'm still hooked on the Frozen 2 version of, that song they did.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, let's give them another one.
Yeah, but what was going through my head was I would love to hear like a band like I Prevail redo it, like with the whole or
you need Ginger.
Or
Ginger would be dope.
Electric Callboy.
Baby metal.
There we go. Give them another fucking collab together, Baby Metal.
It would sound like the intro to a badass anime.
It would. Yeah, absolutely. It would. That would be great.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest Baby Metal fan, but fucking I'll listen to that shit.
Just have Studio Ghibli do the music video.
Yeah. You could just go complete old school and have somebody like David Coverdale from Whitesnake or Meatloaf or one of those long-haired big ballad guys do the song. I bet that would be good.
I think we need a Stevie Nicks version.
Stevie Nicks would be good.
Yeah.
Celine Dion.
Elton John.
I mean, there's Northern Witches, I imagine. Just Snow Witch.
Snow Witch.
I'm still going with Elton John.
Elton John. Billy Joel. Sting. Speaking of that, Billy Joel and Sting are going to be in Lucas Oil Stadium in February. I would love to go.
It's about witches, and you get
sorry,
dude.
Sorry. Anyway, so
I at least went with a fruity one.
Yeah,
it's close.
Oh, hey, it's kind of like the teen, man.
I mean,
so yes. So we had the 3 episodes at the end of this last one. So so let's get into this last one. They fly in the brooms, which was fantastic.
Yes, the gifting of the brooms. Like, it made me want to go see if me and Alex could make magic brooms.
I like that they actually gave like a backstory as to why all of the witches were like, oh, are we fucking serious right now?
I'm telling you, if I was if I was magically in that whole coven bullshit with all those witches, I'd be a broom maker. Like, that would be my profession. I'd have Harry Potter up my ass, like, getting into this next fucking generation, whatever. Like, I don't know.
A broom maker.
It just looks so fun to ride a fucking broom.
I would
equivalent it to like a motorcycle.
Yes, but better.
I would want to be
gas.
The one that does that mixes all the shit.
Potions?
The potions.
You'd be the potions
guy?
guy?
I want to be the potions guy. Maybe the historian, the elder with all what is it? I don't talk to dead people. I
see futures.
I see futures, and like, although I don't know that my brain would have the mental capacity to do that.
It's about cards.
I would definitely probably be better at the potion thing. So what profession would you be?
I have to fucking look at these. I don't even remember what all of them are.
Are you a good witch or
would you be the green witch? You'd be the green witch. Growing shit.
Yeah.
Or turning into a pile of cicadas. I like bugs. That'd be fun.
I'm down with bugs.
Just have it.
I'm one with nature.
Many colors in the pie.
What do you think of them switching the Salem 7? Like from,
I wish they just not.
To being the kids instead of like what they were in the comic book, which was they weren't the kids of the witches that she killed. They were her sons. They were her sons'
disciples. Basically.
Disciples, yeah. They were Nicholas Scratch's disciples. So instead of going that route, they went that.
I just want to know why they chose to look like that.
I honestly though,
like you could still be scary and not look like hot garbage. Like this, just come on now.
Well, I mean, 300 years is a long time.
It's over the top. Like, they're so over the top, I feel like it would be so easy to foil them. And it's like, only their presence, it's like, they're chasing me. And you walk like a normal person away because they're all like,
yeah.
you know?
Do you think that they're going to be easy to kill?
I think somebody's going to make at least one of them seem like, why didn't we just do this from the beginning?
Yeah.
You know, like one of them's going to die in a way that they're going to be like, oh, it's that easy?
Do you think that they're...
I think they changed the reason the Salem 7 are from the comic books is specifically because that teen is Nicholas Scratch. I think that Ouija unlocked or destroyed the...
No, he's Wiccan, man. He's Maximoff.
Nope. I'm going against it. I will fight this
just
until
like
they get
mother.
What?
What's what she says?
We're gonna skip to the end of episode 5.
Yep. We've been jumping around the entire time, so I don't give a shit. They clearly made a point out of the fact of bringing up the sigil repeatedly in that episode, and Agatha told him, first off, the witch who put it on him would not know who put it on him because it deletes it out of her memory, too. So, could have been Agatha who put it on him because it's her son. But
once the sigil's gone, Agatha knows and he knows exactly who he is.
Yeah, I was going to say, but also my reason it's Nicholas Scratch is because no one's really said his fucking name the entire time until the Ouija spells it out, and then he gets all of his... That is true. I do know that, and that's the only thing that I can't fight against. But after the Ouija spells it out, that is true. He immediately got all of these powers. Like, I don't want to say he got the powers, but it was almost like it unlocked something in him. Because he went from someone who was curious, could kind of do a couple things, didn't really know what was going on, to, boom, I have all these powers.
That means the sigil was broken.
That's what I'm saying. And
so, at what point was the sigil broken?
Probably the moment that
do you think it's...
I imagine it was that trial, amongst that trial.
Somewhere in there. Because Agatha had to be the one that put it on him.
So, but even if you and I haven't rewatched the episode to pay attention to that, but
neither have I.
But do you think her taking the power away from Alice unlocked him, or do you think that it was whoever was controlling the Ouija board? Like, if he sees his name,
I think he had.
If he sees his name,
I think he had to say Nicholas Scratch's name in order to break
the.
And then that meant that now fucking Agatha would understand who the fuck he is. That's why it snapped her out of what she was doing, was because it was breaking the sigil.
I was going to say, and that's the same thing I'm using, except for he had to say his own name, is my point.
I don't think he had to say his own name.
I think it was the Ouija. I think something, not specifically he had to say his own name because he couldn't earlier when he was trying to say it to other people, but something to do with that trial and him having to spell it all out and him going through and seeing it and whatever that fucking Ouija board was doing. I think that's what broke the sigil.
So do you think that...
and that's just purely out of nothingness, out of my ass. I have nothing to back that up.
So
that was just from me watching the show and going, this is my thoughts.
Do you think he's going to bring back Wanda?
I could see...
Because for her to be present in the Vision show, she needs to be resurrected, supposedly.
I don't know if she's going to get resurrected, but I think he might be the one to show us the path to Wanda.
I think she's currently stuck in hell with Mephisto.
I think it could be hell or wherever. I think she's stuck somewhere out of this dimension.
So do you think he's known all along that who he was, and he tagged along and acted like he didn't know, so that he could get on the road, because when they get to where they're going to be at the end of the road, like, that's his goal, is to take them all out and not to get Agatha her power back, but to bring his mom back?
No, I think that
Bring Wanda
I
back.
think Wanda needs both of them to get to the end of the road in order to free both Scratch and Wanda. But I think she's gonna find out that Scratch is an adult. It's like little boy when she let him go, but he grew up and was never dead. So I think she's gonna find a more closer to comic book Nicholas Scratch, who's fucking mean.
Well, my other thing was going to be, I immediately thought of it. What if this leading to the end, what if Mephisto is influencing all of this in some way, but the kid is Nicholas Scratch, and he will take control of the Salem 7 by the end of it, or he will be leading them in some kind of fucking way against Agatha. Because I don't think they're going to just get destroyed by the end of it. I don't think they're going to be our big bad that just gets defeated.
Somebody's pulling the strings.
I think someone's pulling the strings. And I think either Nicholas Scratch might take that spot with how powerful he's becoming, because I'm going to still, until we're told otherwise, that's my theory. I've dropped the Darkhold theory. I don't think he is that. Except with that vision, that fucking...
He's definitely not.
The only thing that kind of made me question it was Agatha's dream with the... Granted, that could also just symbolize her trading her child in for the Darkhold.
Yeah. I don't think he's the Darkhold.
I don't either.
I think he's Billy. I think he's Wiccan.
Do you think he is Billy Maximoff in Billy Kaplan's body? Like the comic book kind of goes? Because that's what it is. It's a piece of Mephisto stuck in
Billy Kaplan that makes him Wiccan.
Yeah, and it also gives him like the personalities of Wanda's son. Like it's almost like a possession.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
I think that's.
And then also, I'm wondering, do you think they'll bring in Speed?
I think they gotta bring Speed in at some point,
or whatever the fuck.
Maybe if not in this show, but in the Vision show to bring the family back together. We see them in WandaVision. They get broken up.
Yeah.
Agatha, we see all the pieces kind of align where Billy becomes Billy. We might see Speed. Maybe he gets saved for Vision.
How many trials do they have to do?
One for each witch.
Yeah, so it'd be, 5?
We have 1, 2, 3, 4.
Does he count?
No.
No, Teen does not count.
Is it 5?
It's
Alice.
Agatha.
I can't remember all their names.
Yeah, it's
Agatha,
5.
Alice, Mrs. Sharp.
Yeah, Miss. The potions.
The potions, I can't remember her name.
And the historian.
Yeah, so there's 5.
And
we've already done
divination.
We've already done 3. So we've got 2 more trials, but we've got 4 more shows.
Yeah, we have 4 more
Rockstars had a good. Rockstars had a good thought that this next episode might be a throwback to like where Billy was leading up to where he shows up.
Like a filler.
Yeah, like this next episode may not be a trial like we're used to. It may actually be a flashback to here's Billy's like week or day leading up to where he finds Agatha.
And if that's the case, you guys are going to see me very, very sad when this episode comes out. And then the next day, my theory would be disproven.
Basically.
Yeah.
Basically.
You will see me very, very sad.
But I don't know if they'll actually do that, because to me, I think you want people guessing until the very end. So I don't think you want to know who in fact Billy is until the end of the series. Like, is he Billy? Is he Billy Wiccan? Is he Billy
I think Billy at the end of I don't know if they'll go through a trial in the next one, but I think they'll be on the witches, because there's going to be the whole he's leading her. Like they threw him in.
I was just saying the 3 witches. Where the fuck did that go?
Right.
What we're if it's not a flashback. So that's
who all got thrown in. It was
Agatha, the potion one, and the historian.
Yeah, the only one that didn't get thrown in was Rio, because Rio wasn't a part of that whole entire last scene.
Yeah,
she was gone. She was missing.
She's the only one that has.
I didn't think they threw all of them.
Yeah, he threw all 3 of them.
He used the other 2 because you
Okay.
can see the blue magic on his hand and you can see it in their eyes to grab Agatha and throw her off the road.
Yeah.
And then after they watch her disappear, he flicks his hand and they go flying into the swamp.
They turned around and he flicked his hands and they flew backwards into the swamp and then they disappeared and then Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
You wanna wear my crown or whatever it is, and then it fucking shows the crown on his head.
I immediately, as soon as Billie Eilish started playing, like, sadly Kyla was asleep or she'd attest, I just started laughing. I was, like, hysterically laughing, like, fucking really.
I'm just curious as to, like, I don't know. I bet we get, like, it starts off with us seeing where the fuck they all went through the mud.
Well, in the next episode,
I would love it if they give it at least a little bit of time before we figure out, keep us in suspense.
the next episode could be them in the mud trying, where they went, how did they get back, and like not have a trial, and then they could leave the trial for the next trial for the next episode. I'm interested to see what the trials are going to be for the next 2 because I think that the next 2, the Potions Lady and the Historian, are definitely, not to discount Kitty and Alice, those 2 are definitely the most important parts. Like, because they've known all along, not that Alice didn't, but those 2 have fought the hardest against Agatha. Like, they're doing it, but you definitely don't get a feeling that they want to be doing it.
They do it. They're doing it for their own purposes, but they're like, we really need to keep an eye on this bitch.
Is it Lilia? Is that her name?
The Historian one?
Yeah, so we need her trial, and then we need Rio's trial. The Potions one was the first one.
Yeah, that was the wine.
That was the wine because she had to come up with.
I thought we did the Green Witch one.
No, the Green Witch.
No, we just had to.
Mrs. Sharp, Mr. Sharp, the Green Witch died in the first one.
It was the
okay. So that was her trial, and then then the second one was. If you think Alice,
do you guys think Rio is the whole Lady Death character? Because that could be your last trial's death, or it's the whole thing this whole time.
I mean, that could make sense because that also would give answer to Agatha and the whole, you get your powers back, I get my bodies.
Mm-hmm.
The Death in the comic books, who is a female also in the comic books, is very much obsessed with just souls and bodies. She wants as many as she can get, which is why Thanos does what he does in the comic books. But
what if her trial is last, and her trial has nothing to do with death, but it's more of her,
and there's 6 trials.
Her and Agatha's love for each other, so it's the opposite of death.
Mm-hmm.
And that they could be playing that Lady Death is fighting, like she's fighting against what she wants because of her love for Agatha. But she is the only one that like has fun, like you had said. She's the only one that has fun during these things. Like
I love her.
She always seems to know what's going to happen, and she's always smiling and laughing through the whole entire thing.
She might always be kind of included when people go to the Witch's Road.
She might be.
Like, I feel like when she's like, oh, look at this, and she's like, I've seen this 1,000 times, but I'm a smartass, so la-di-da.
Yeah, and when she's on the thing and when they're on the brooms and they get pulled back down to the road and she lets out that wicked witch.
Oh, yeah, an actual witch cackle. I loved it.
I was like, oh, that was perfect. That was perfect.
We laughed so fucking hard.
Yeah.
I did too.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, that is perfect. Fantastic. So yeah, I think she is deaf. I think she did tell Agatha in the 4th episode, he's not your son.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You're never gonna get that boy back or some shit.
Yeah,
you know?
That is not your son. So I mean, and she could just be telling her that.
Right. I forgot that line.
I still like. I think.
But also, as much as I love that character, I don't trust that bitch.
I think that's the whole double meaning in it. Because she said you're not gonna get him back, right? I'm not.
I think she said you're not gonna get him back. It's not your son.
I wonder if you can't get him back because that age is gone and now he's old. I still am banking on the fact that we're going to see an old Nicholas.
What if it twists all of ours together and it is at least somewhat her son, but with that shard of Mephisto in it, creating Billy?
It's her grandson.
It's her grandson.
Nicholas Scratch was my dad.
Well, but you know what I'm saying?
Technically, they could. I mean, because they've taken liberties, obviously, with comic book.
Well, Nicholas Scratch was also a baby made by Mephisto as well.
There's
no father.
What I was gonna say, that keeps Agatha in tie with Wanda still, as it's basically always has been throughout the MCU.
Yeah, I mean, it could be like Nicholas Scratch's consciousness or soul in the body of Billy Kaplan. I mean, it could be.
Yeah, but then why would he be bearing resemblance to the Scarlet Witch?
But he does.
Scarlet Witch is completely removed from the equation.
That chunk of Mephisto. Yeah. That shard of Mephisto. Mephisto's controlling everything.
It's the shard of Maximoff.
Yeah.
It's the shard of Maximoff. The shard of Maximoff.
What if, I wonder if, and I'm going to pull a line out of
Maybe
Clue.
That's the Red Flash. She made fucking Billy with that red flash.
I could be.
Yeah.
When she tore down.
Right.
Like it was the last.
Right.
Oh, I'm going to do this real quick before the building crumbles on me.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to pull out a clue. What if Mephisto is just a red herring? Like, we're going to get his name drop and they're going to talk about him and everybody knows that this is how the story goes, but instead of Mephisto, they've replaced Mephisto with the Scarlet Witch.
Oh, right.
Oh.
No, I could
so
get down on that.
Like,
she's dragging all of them down.
She is like, so instead of the Mephisto storyline, it's like they're taking the Mephisto storyline but replacing him with the Scarlet Witch. So she is controlling and puppeteering all of this, and she brought the Salem 7 back.
She brought her son back.
Yeah.
As the teen. I like that.
She's the one
down in hell ruling on a throne.
Right.
I like that.
Like she's in hell trying to controlling him and the 7 to push them down this road because she knows at the end she's going to be able to manipulate them all to get herself out of hell. Yeah. And then that's where Vision comes in.
Her and Agatha swap places. She makes Agatha run hell.
Yeah. That wouldn't surprise
me. Get your ass down there.
Bitch, I thought I told you to stay in Westview.
Yeah. Right.
Well, no, because that means Wanda would have sent Billy to free her from the hex anyway. So this is if what you're saying is true, then Wanda freed her from the hex so that she'd go do her fucking.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because at the end of WandaVision, she says, she says something along the lines of, "I'll come get you when I need you."
Yeah.
When she puts her back under the hex, she tells her, "I will come get you when I..." Something along those lines.
So yeah, I bet you that's what it is. Is Wanda's probably guiding this shit from underneath.
Yeah.
And Agatha has not yet figured out that she is still part of the hex, even though she thinks she's free. She's not actually free. She's being guided and puppeted and manipulated the whole way down a fucking path.
Her mind is free, but her choices are not free.
Correct. Yeah. She thinks they are, but they're not.
Yeah.
They're just not. The only thing I haven't figured out in that way of thinking is where Lady Death comes in.
What if she just doesn't come in? Or has that been something spoiled?
I think Rio is Lady Death. So
I mean,
maybe
hell
that's why she's so aloof.
well, just hell
She's
and
like-
death just go hand in hand with each other.
So
Yeah.
Lady Death could stand a chance toe to toe with Wanda. What if she's like on this trip for fun?
What if
Wanda's like,
Wanda-
yo, Lady Death, will you go along and you can have all the fucking dead people you want? Just have fun with it. Like,
that's
help me
Wanda's
out here.
promised her dead people,
Plus
like
it
bodies.
also
Yeah.
just messes with Agatha more.
Yeah, Wanda.
And they already hate each other, so
Yeah.
it's like, oh yeah. This
Wanda
sounds
knew
fun.
the only way that
What?
to get bodies and to get Agatha, like she told Lady, what if she told Lady Death, I need you to disguise yourself as Rio, who's an ex-love of Agatha, go in here, manipulate the situation, get them down the road, and your payment is the bodies.
I think Agatha courted death, and that's why she was such a serial killer and killed people, was so death wouldn't comfort her.
So you think that she already knows
Every
that
time
Rio
she
is
comes
Lady
up,
Death?
every time Rio, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
And
that's
I think
why
they've
she
had a
didn't think
relationship.
twice.
That's why she never killed her and let her live, because it's a romance.
I was gonna say that's also why she doesn't think twice when
Yeah.
she's holding the button and she's like, yeah, go on, and she's goading Rio to keep explaining this
Mhm.
plan and doesn't blink twice when Rio's like, yeah, and I get my bodies. She knows
think,
Rio ain't a bounty hunter. She ain't a mercenary. There ain't no reason for her to want these other witches
She's
besides death.
the Green Witch. You look at all of the, entropy and fucking.
Well,
all
and that's the
fucking
other thing is
big
all of
rods at
these-
the end of all of
The witches, it seems like it gathered, were, besides for Rio, were all big witches that were just
Yeah.
being or dampened in some way, or just being stubborn. Because, like, the historian just didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
But the potion lady is being, what is it?
Blackmailed.
Yeah.
Well, she lost her magic.
Yeah, somebody suppressed her magic.
Yeah, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
Bound.
Bound. Yeah. Alice wanted to go down the road. She did, but didn't because of her mother. Like,
Yeah,
and
she
then
didn't know what the fuck was going on, and
Yeah.
she got clarity, and then
died.
Yeah.
which was bullshit, because I was like, oh fuck, she's gonna save her, and then I was like, oh fuck.
Oh no! I saw as soon as the magic came out of her hands, I was like, she's dead.
I thought it was gonna be the first time we see Agatha not, and it was like, oh, maybe she can be nice.
I've seen Agatha the whole time as just manipulating the girls. And I mean, she basically doesn't spell it out. Like, she just wants their powers.
She
This
hides a lot of truth in the way she acts, though. Like, something is not actually. She's like, yeah, I'm a crazy evil bitch that kills people, and she just rolls with that, but secretly, like, she can't not, like,
Right.
like she's contractually bound to do those fucking things herself. Like, otherwise, like, there's a bigger motive.
She
behind
definitely made a deal or a pact at some point that whenever she's
the devil.
yeah,
Yeah.
basically that whenever she's attacked, it kills whoever she's attacking.
It's
Or
probably
maybe
it's
they did,
literally
yeah.
probably some deal with the devil where she was like, I wish for immortality, and he's like, this is what you get.
Yeah. I mean, it could be. It could.
Yeah.
You
definitely-
can never be touched again.
Yeah. Except it was weird because I really, honestly, I wasn't sure what they were doing with her mother. I know that they were creating sympathy.
Yeah, because that's what everybody was like.
But
I seen some things online, and the message, I feel like, went over a lot of people's head with their assumption of the whole mother thing online. But I think that, like, Agatha was abused from day one as a baby all the way up, because her mother said that
You were born evil.
Yeah, you were born evil. What if she
From
wasn't
the moment
born
you
evil?
came out of my body.
So there are these things where, bad parents like to tell their children over and over again that they're bad, or they're going to grow up
They're
to be
the
bad,
issue.
that they're the problem. And usually it drives them to become exactly that, because that's what they're told and reaffirmed their whole fucking life. So what if this whole bullshit was set in motion because her mom is in fact an evil fucking witch who was very controlling and had everything had to be done her way, and she was probably manipulating all the witches around her, and we got Agatha, who's like, nah, bitch. Like, I'm done. You told me I was gonna be a crazy fucking killing bitch. Well, here we go. Like,
I was gonna say I 100% did not think like when the mother came out, I was like her mother, like, no matter how awful Agatha is, in my opinion, it can only be worse the farther up you go up the family tree.
Right.
Like, if you think Agatha's a horrible bitch, her mother can only be worse.
Well, and that's what I think they were trying to show us a little bit, was that, oh, no, her mom was actually bad. And then Rio's like, you will not let her mother have her, kind of thing. And I think that's because if Rio's Lady Death, then she knows what the fuck happened
all that time ago.
Yeah. So she knows exactly why and what and everything, so... I think she's like, nah, her mom's a fucking cunt bag and nobody wants to believe Agatha.
Right.
Sorry for the language. The
Yes.
Europeans will approve.
Yeah.
Australians.
They love that word.
I was going to say, it's one of those things in maybe like 5 years when we start getting enough views for monetization, I'll have to go back through and bleep it.
Yeah. We'll start a whole new channel.
Yeah.
Wear fake mustaches.
That is one of those words that, like, YouTube, it doesn't matter where, like, fuck, as long as you don't say it in the first 20 seconds and aren't egregious with it, like every other word, like I am, they don't care. But cunt specifically is one of those words. It doesn't matter if you're 5 hours into a 5-hour video, you drop it, instant demonetization of the whole fucking thing. They hate that word.
Hobby. This is for fun.
Yeah.
Cunt. No.
Cut.
Yeah. I don't even know where to go from there. Yeah. It's just like,
see you next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Hey, we're good at fucking rambling and going off. We're only at like 40 minutes.
Oh, okay.
40 minutes.
So we got another.
All right.
42 to be exact.
Lego Fortnite and the new Fortnite Nightmares. How about all the stuff from all the new Fortnite right now?
I played it a lot yesterday, and I enjoy the shit out of it. I'm glad to see, although I probably won't get the skins, I was glad to see Pumpkin King and Sally in there from Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm excited when Leatherface and Edward Scissorhands and Cruella de Vil all get put into the item shop, because I'm probably going to spend egregious amounts of money on getting all those skins. Cause
I got the Lego Pass. I had to get the Lego Pass.
Oh, did you?
I want all the creepy, I want to build some village somewhere with all the creepy fucking houses.
And I'll look into the camera. It doesn't matter what this fucker's opinion is, because I will fight him to the death. The chainsaw is fucking
the worst thing ever.
It's incredible. He's full of shit.
I haven't got to use it yet.
The mobility is fantastic.
That's the only thing it's good for.
The mobility is fantastic, and
I'll pull a shotgun out and kill you before you can get 2 swipes in.
We need to have a one-on-one.
If they're flying,
I'm not trying
the chainsaw is completely useless.
I'm not trying to be rude, but that's just not going to be fair on so many levels.
Have one-on-one, sounds like.
But the chainsaw, like,
the best part is going to be if I talk all of this shit and Dad whips my ass in 2 seconds.
We'll set it up so you both get the guns you need.
He gets a shotgun.
You get the loadouts, perfect loadouts, and you just toe-to-toe.
I can tell you this. Your best chance is
I'll even say this, no jetpack.
Your best bet
no anything in your items
is the auto shotgun. If you use the pump, you're dead. You're dead. You can't get 2 shots off before I swipe you about 15 times with the chainsaw.
Have you seen that animation?
You're dead. You're dead.
It takes so long to get 3 hits in.
You're dead.
I don't think I've gotten more than 3 hits in on a guy that's standing right in front of my fucking face.
You go bang. And the funny part is
I go bang bang and kill your ass.
He's way better at Fortnite than I am. I ran a lobby where I only had like mobility and a chainsaw and killed I finished third and killed 11 people. And I killed them all with the chainsaw. It was the guy with the jetpack that fucked me.
I get off work. He tells me this when I show up at the store, so I get on Fortnite when I get home. Immediately find the chainsaw. I have yet to get one kill with the fucker. I cannot do a goddamn thing with the thing. With the thing. It's horseshit.
I don't know what
it is horseshit. The chainsaw
is
horseshit.
Is right
good
now
for mobility.
The best close-up weapon you could possibly have.
I'll still take the very easy to get Mysterio's Sovereign shotgun and just blast you away.
Okay, probably. But only because it hits so hard.
Fly.
The chainsaw.
Fly the fuck.
Hey, like I said, if we're doing a 1v1, no jetpack, because it just makes it completely unfair.
You said no jetpacks. I said I'm going to fly away. There's other ways to fly.
God damn it.
It's boots and a broom, apparently.
The only thing I don't like is that you have to have the jetpack in your inventory. And I thought you were going to be able to do this, and I tried it, and you can't. But you don't have to be on the jetpack to use it. You just double tap. I play with controller, so I double tap A, and the jetpack turns on. I wish that when you hit the broom and you do the flippy thing and you're gliding in, that I could double tap A
and cancel it
and go right into the jetpack.
Right.
But you can't. You can't cancel it. You have to land, which kind of sucks. Unless there's a way to cancel the broom and get into the jetpack. And I haven't figured that out yet, but that would be, to me, that and the chainsaw.
It's probably intentional then, because then you'd be like,
yeah, that would be so broken. Where you're like, well, you can only use the broom after you cancel the broom. It's a 20-second wait.
But so you gotta. What you do is you time it with your boots.
I was just saying, if you have jetpack, boots, and
then you land into the chainsaw, and then you take back off again. And
so when it was just the jetpack and boots, I used to be able to. You couldn't do it infinitely, but I could chain it to basically get it from longest side one end to the other end of the map almost without touching the fucking ground. Because you jetpack, once that's almost out, you don't let it deplete so that way it takes less time to recharge. But once it's almost out, you hit the boots, fly for the 15 seconds it allows you to fly. By the time it runs out, your jetpack is back up. You cancel out of the boots with just switching and just fly out with the jetpack, and you've basically made it across the whole fucking map. They have made it so easy.
And now they've added a broom and a chainsaw that almost goes as fast as cars.
You can't quite catch up to the cars, but it matches speed.
Yeah.
So until they turbo. When they use their turbo, they fucking gain distance.
But I didn't have a guy turbo on me. I legitimately chased him down in the car. And then when he thought he was away or thought he couldn't get away, he jumped out of the car and tried to shoot me with a shotgun. And I hit him with the chainsaw a few times and he died. So. With his shotgun. And
hey, you didn't say which shotgun. It's not my shotgun.
Yeah, I don't know which shotgun.
I don't own a shotgun in the game.
I don't know which shotgun
I don't have a shotgun named after me. I'm not a very fancy streamer.
But the
I don't got a ninja skin or anything.
It was funny because he had Mysterio's medallion, so I picked it up.
So you probably
and then I started to get
be my guess.
I started to get third partied.
Fuck.
So I jumped out of it and with the broom, and then I might have landed and hit the chainsaw, and then I did the jetpack and got all the way over to the stadium, and I hid in the stadium. He tried to chase me down, but then I ducked and went invisible holding the chainsaw. So when he came around the corner, I just jumped up and did the crazy chainsaw thing and killed him too. So
that's the one thing I never got to try was doing any of the special attacks. I just ran up or zoomed up and was like, bang, bang.
No. If you hit LT, he on my controller, he points it and runs into him almost like a dash attack. And then my favorite part is when you're just simply running with it and you sprint, and he holds it up, and he's like Leatherface, like chasing after you. Like, it's like the chainsaw. He's like,
I need to see. I've only updated and turned on Lego side of it for a little bit.
Well,
I
I think it updated. Myself. It was just yesterday the Nightmares came out.
I had it updated and I was going to play it last night.
Oh, okay.
I ended up just falling asleep on the couch.
Well, you're better off. Just remember not using a chainsaw for anything other than mobility.
I don't know.
And you can kill people with it.
Might have to give it a shot.
Yeah.
You'll get shot.
It'll get nerfed at some point because I'm telling you, every swipe's like 75.
Yeah, so. I can confirm every swipe is 75.
So, I mean...
If you can get more than 2 swipes in.
Which you can, if you're good.
All right, dickhead.
So, anyway... Yeah, no, I got home last night. I caught up with Only Murders.
Had you?
Yeah.
Motherfucker didn't get home till 3 a.m., but...
I didn't get home till 3 a.m. Had an interesting night out. So, Super Suckers were last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, Super Suckers were last night.
Cut out a little early.
Yeah, nothing.
Very wore out.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, I heard you were recovering from a cold this week.
Yeah, and luckily today I'm pretty much back to normal again. Stuffiness in my sinuses.
Yeah, it was a great. It was a good show. I stayed for it all. It was funny because at one point, Brett and his friend Nick and Avery and Nate were all in the store, and I was behind the counter, and we were all just chatting. And a guy came in and walked through us, kind of chuckled at our conversation. I'm not so sure, but Brett and I might have been doing Jewish jokes when he walked in.
Fuck. Well, that's fine. Your son's a Jew.
Yeah. Well, and I think Nick is too, so it was kind of funny.
That's fine.
So he walked through and kind of chuckled, and then he walked around the store. I think he did 2 laps, and then just kind of, hey, see you guys, and then he left. And then... a couple hours later, I saw him in a cowboy hat singing for the Super Suckers. It was the lead singer.
Oh, nice.
So I walked over.
Please don't mind my anti-Semitic jokes.
Yeah, well, I walked over after the show and I was like, hey, great show, and shook his hand. And he's like, thanks, man. And I said, I own the comic book store upstairs. I appreciate you walking through. And he goes, great store. Wish I could have stayed longer. I was kind of in and out. And he goes, I needed to eat. And I was like, yeah, no, that's fine. He goes, and by the way, I love your shirt. And I had my Dusty Road shirt on last night. And I was like, thanks, I appreciate that. And I was like, that is now officially, just so that you know, because I now think that every band that's not based out of Logansport, I will wear my Dusty Road shirt. Because that is 2 weeks in a row that I've gotten a comment from the band who's out of town on how cool my Dusty Road shirt is. Because Coolidge did the same thing. The bass player was like, he goes, the bass player was standing behind me in line for the bathroom, and he goes, dude, I just want to let you know. He goes, I took a picture of the crowd and sent it to my buddy and was like, hey, people are starting to show up. Looks like we're going to have all right attendance, even though the power been out in the whole town for hours. And he goes, all my buddy replied back was, is that guy in the background wearing a Dusty Rhodes t-shirt? And he goes, and I replied back to him and said, he is, and you should see the Rowdy Roddy Piper shirt he's wearing over the top of it. And he goes, you're kidding. And so he asked me if he could I had my Roddy Piper Roosevelt on. Yeah. He asked if he could take a picture of my shirt. So I let him take a picture of my shirt so he could send it to his buddy. So the guys from Coolidge on the 4th, I got the Super Suckers on the 12th. So I now have made it my mission to wear Dusty Rhodes shirts to every national touring band that plays at bonus points, just to see if they can notice that I'm wearing a Dusty Rhodes shirt.
Dad's gonna make our podcast famous just as the Dusty Rhodes shirt guy.
Yeah, he's the guy. Yeah.
It's gonna be so many.
You gotta collab with the Crown Royal guy.
I know.
There's gonna be a day where Dad's like, oh yeah, I know the lead singer of that band. He likes my Dusty Rhodes shirt.
yeah.
And we're gonna be like, what? He's gonna be talking about like fucking Corey Taylor from Slipknot or something.
I'm just gonna have. Yeah, I should do that. Homage.
Start having them sign the back.
Like
there you go.
So like the Roosevelts has a famous guy called Mr. Morrow who just started wearing their shirts to like Disneyland and different places that he went, and took a picture of himself wearing his Roosevelt with tag Roosevelts, and they gave him like his whole own line of shirts and shit.
Oh shit.
Homage is where I buy all my wrestling shirts. I should start wearing their shirts, take a picture of their logo everywhere I go, and be like, hey, I'm in my Homage. See if they make a whole line of like,
there you go.
Yeah, Pints and Pages shirts.
There you go. Get them to fucking be our first sponsor.
Yeah. Also try. The shirts are the most
our
comfortable.
average of 10 views of fucking video.
Their shirts are fucking super comfortable. I love them, and they're great. They're super stretchy for fat guys. So
not even a sponsor and already plugging. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're fantastic.
You can't practice.
But yeah, this is practice.
You know, do it.
I know they're watching. I know they're gonna watch this because we're gonna tag them in it, and
You're right.
and they're gonna love the fact that
we waited 55 minutes to say anything about them,
and you two said cunt the whole entire episode. So they're gonna love that.
Fuck.
But anyway,
I'm not a brand friendly human.
So anyway, my Dusty Road shirt is now world famous. So just so everybody knows that Coolidge, a fantastic ska band from Indianapolis, and the Super Suckers from wherever they're from, both thoroughly enjoyed. Which brings me all back to the fact that like wrestling is a part of
life.
Like the culture that is down at like punk music, ska music, heavy metal, hard rock, like wrestling. They may not watch wrestling, but most of the people that go to those shows and enjoy that music, like wrestling at some point in their life, be it childhood or adulthood or all of the above, at either watched wrestling or at least knows who wrestlers are.
Yeah.
So, because I think it's a big part of it. And I left out hip hop, but like even hip hop music, like Ric Flair was a huge influence on some of them rappers from the South because he had all the bling and talked about how rich he was.
Everybody knows who The Rock is.
Yeah, everybody knows who The Rock is. Stone Cold Steve Austin, like a lot, and Hulk Hogan. Like people know who those guys are. Of course, I think Hulk Hogan's become more famous for being racist over the last few years than he has wrestling, but it is what it is. So, all right, now that I got my wrestling talk
Some of Super Suckers' band member names are like fucking funny.
One of them's the lead singer's Eddie Spaghetti.
Yeah, Eddie Spaghetti. Well, I'm looking at some of the former members like Dancing Eagle.
Yeah.
That's the only one that really stuck out off the top of my head.
Does that say Scottzilla? Nice. So, yeah, Eddie Spaghetti is the lead singer.
Captain Chris?
That is... was that the drummer last night? I don't know that was the drummer last night, but it might have been.
I don't know. I'm on their website. I was trying to see if I could see where they were based out of to answer your question of wherever they are based out of.
Yeah, I don't know where they're based out of.
Couldn't find it.
Okay.
Instead, I found Dancing Eagle.
Dancing Eagle.
Yeah. Sound like a goose.
Jeez,
Speaking of goose, I saw the TikTok today where the guy carried the goose into the house, and he was like, "This is the pig I've been talking to," and his wife turns and goes, "That's a goose, you idiot!" And he goes, "I was talking to the goose." So anyway, it was like it was one of those TikTok pages that is like, I'm playing these vines until they bring Vine back part 57 or some shit like that. So yeah, but anyway, that was where my mind went because I saw that this morning.
Hey, everyone's favorite social media platform, Twitter, is to blame why Vine is gone. They bought Vine back in whatever year it was, and then shut it down.
Yeah, and then somebody else invented TikTok, which was just Vine.
Well, that's the funny part.
With a longer platform.
Technically, if Lily would have kept the app, she would have watched it transform from what it was into TikTok. Because it wasn't originally TikTok, it was Musical.ly, which is that dumb fucking app Lily used to always do when she was in school.
Yeah.
And actually had like somewhat of a following on.
Yeah.
So when it converted to TikTok, she would have already been able to take off. Instead, she quit using the app, and then it became TikTok.
Yeah.
I don't use any of them.
I use TikTok. It took me about fucking 5 years.
Your guys' surfing videos on TikTok.
Yeah, I put it on TikTok.
On the Savini Comics page. Yeah.
It's on that and our YouTube shorts, and then I got like halfway through doing like 3 more shorts and got distracted.
Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna make a short of me calling him a jackass because he thinks they can kill me with a shotgun.
Oh, I've already thought of
Jackass.
thought of a perfect way to clip that.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm at.
All right,
my normal clock.
You're at your clock. All right, so this has been our episode where we talked a little bit about Fortnite, a little bit about wrestling,
all about Agatha,
and a lot about Agatha. So, just like the TV show, it was Agatha all along. And this is it for us. So I'm Nick.
I'm Brad.
I'm Levi.
And this has been Pints and Pages. We will see you next time.